What up, Seahawks Social Podcast? Denny Dumas, Lucas McCann. Hawks had a big win this week on the road against a tough Browns team. 32-28. The Hawks are 5-1 on the year. We're pumped about it. You're pumped about it. Hear us recap the game. Boom. Carl.
Yes.
Do you think the Seahawks are the most underrated team in the league right now?
No.
Do you think the Seahawks are the best team in the league right now?
I think they're up there. I would say top three for sure.
Do you think they're the best team in the league right now?
Yes, they are the best team in the league.
Actually?
No.
Who's a better team right now?
Patriots.
If anyone out there is looking for a podcast host, Carl has recently been fired. Also, the Seahawks Social is looking for a new podcast host because Lucas and I have no fucking idea what we're doing. And we would like to continue this, and we've just let Carl go.
We do have an open mic now.
Did you say the Patriots?
Still undefeated, baby.
Can we turn that mic off?
Can you go unplug his mic?
Do you guys even know what knob to turn?
Well,
That's a fair
could've gone
question.
the wrong way.
Okay,
Oh,
Hawks
boy.
are 5-1.
Should be 6-0.
Big win on the road.
Oh my god.
Let's first talk about the Browns.
They're
A
terrible.
lot of hype going into the year.
Yes.
A lot.
Mhm.
Some people were talking about, they were talking about Super Bowl favorites, but
Yep. All because of why?
OBJ,
Right?
he
Did
had
you see
three
him play last year?
he
He
had-
was in my fantasy league and he screwed me. He's double teamed the whole time. Like, what's the guy gonna do? He just gets double teamed. It's not like anybody cares.
but he's not catching the ball. He had 3 drops this week.
So, well, been paid and now he doesn't have to work.
Fuck, throw the ball to him every time. I don't care. 60% of the time he's dropping the ball. Go for it. You know what? I was impressed, actually. For being 2-4, I thought they were much better than that.
Well, if you saw that start, you're like, they're going to the Super Bowl. This is insane.
Their offense looked great in the first half.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Baker?
Yeah.
What a douche. Is it just me or is he seriously, something's wrong with that guy?
He played well.
But did you see some stuff of him in college? Like, is it true? Like, he got tackled by police and was running away from him and doing something crazy. I feel like I Googled that once.
Let me check that.
It was insane.
A lot of those guys,
those
though,
guys
man.
are like the big wigs on campus and they're just like idiots. I
Man,
feel like he was one
wasn't
of those
Menzel
guys.
like that too?
Yeah, he was.
A lot of those guys in college, man, they just get super big egos because everyone loves them.
Then you have Russell.
Yeah, there's a video of him being tackled by police.
Right?
Mhm.
Who needs Google when you have Lucas?
There you go. Let's talk about this game.
Lugo.
I'm pumped that we're 5-1, man.
Me too.
Going into the year, what was your honest opinion of the Hawks' record?
My honest opinion?
Yeah.
17-1.
17-1.
They were going to win the Super Bowl.
So
You guys have said that they were on a rebuilding season last year, and now you think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I think you put enough pieces around them, and I don't think it's 17-1. There's only 16 games, right? But I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was going to
I know.
really
I
go
was
after
pulling
that.
that.
Because that basically means we lose in the NFC Championship game, and that would not be exciting.
True. I just feel like they're finally... Russ just needed some help up front. And they've put a couple pieces in place.
What are the biggest pieces? Who do you think has helped the team the most?
That's helped the team the most? Well, I think the toughest part, though, if you look at it, Baldwin retiring didn't help. That was tough. And then now you have just Lockett, and you're thinking, oh my God, we're screwed because we just have one guy. But then Metcalf kind of is starting to come into his own, and the guy's a beast, and he's catching some good balls.
I think he's a Megatron in the making.
I think so, too.
He's just an absolute animal.
Yeah. Some of the catches he had, that one catch.
On the
Both toes, just
sideline,
like,
full extension on the
Yeah.
sideline. That was
Perfect catch, no wobble, done.
I haven't seen a catch like that in a long time, let alone from a big receiver like that.
Yeah. Like he's coming into his own. I think it's in the next few weeks here is going to be a lot of responsibility put on it. And now they're not going to know what to do. Who do we double team? Lockett or him? Because it just opens one up.
Mm-hmm.
To answer Carl's question, going into the year, Metcalf, huge pickup. Disley coming off injury, I thought was a big pick. Like he's played so good in the first few weeks of the year.
Oh my God.
And it was devastating to lose him. Did you see that, Carl? I think he tore his Achilles. They haven't really announced it yet.
They did talk something.
They said
about,
Achilles injury during the game.
That can't be good.
So he's done for the year.
And then today, Pete Carroll's quote was, "It would be a miracle if he came back for the end of the year." So it sounds like he tore his Achilles.
Football, baby, 100% injury rate.
Oh my God,
it's
right?
insane.
That's why Russ
But then who came out of the woodworks that I didn't even realize was back on the Seahawks because I wasn't really paying the attention until the long locks started flowing and Wilson was catching the balls again.
This is
I was
second
having
game
a
back,
flashback,
bro.
but I was having flashbacks. I don't know why.
We were at the game last week.
Well, that's probably
we
the
saw him.
issue there. I don't think I saw his number or could read anything further than 10 feet from me that game.
Also, my favorite pickup of the year, Carl, I was saving the best for last. Clowney, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a great game. Like his number wasn't called a lot. I'm sure teams are like game planning against him now because he's such a beast. Do you know who that is, Carl?
Carl's not even paying attention.
He's a DN we picked up this year.
No,
He's
I know.
an animal. He's
It's
so
fancy
good.
guy.
Yeah.
You guys, what did you guys trade for? A couple picks, right?
How do we get him
I think we gave up a first round.
Yeah.
But
for next year?
for next year or something.
He's an animal. He's so good though. And losing a couple defensive line guys last year needed him. Okay, let's talk about the Hawks going into the game because after seeing a couple of the big names out for the week, I think the Seahawks are going to win every game regardless of who they play. But
I agree.
knowing that Dwayne Brown was out this week, DJ Fluker was out this week, so half the offensive line that has started to come together and look actually pretty good in the last couple of weeks was out. I assumed that Russ wouldn't have much time and he'd be sacked like 5, 6, 7, 8 times this weekend. But the offense looked really good. And
the offense looked good, yes.
Okay, let's start from the beginning here. We need to stop giving up 7 points at the beginning of the game.
Oh my God.
The last 2 weeks we've started 7-0, like a minute and a half into the game. Last week, fumbled the ball on the second play of the game on like our own 20. This week, 75-yard kickoff return to our own 20 and they score.
It was insane.
I know. I think we'd be...
So do you think that teams after a Thursday game go on like a 3-day vacation and then come back and they're kind of just like, I feel like they were hungover or something. It was weird. That first quarter was like, what is going on right now? This is insane. Chubbs was just walking through people.
To give him some credit, he's probably
He's
top
huge,
5 running backs in the league.
No, I get
he's
it.
a good running. He's a very good running back.
But how frustrating was that to watch?
Yeah, it was.
Or is it?
It's not ideal to be down 21-6 at the end of the first quarter.
Well, or are we like the Vancouver Canucks and we play to the level of the team that we're playing against?
I don't think so. I think the Browns are a lot better than their record shows, and to win a game on the road in Cleveland, with the notable injuries that I researched and brought up today,
It's great research.
I'm taking it as a big win.
Well done.
They're 5-1, man.
They should be 6-0 though.
Do you think anyone gives the Hawks credit, Carl?
I don't think so.
I'm on this
think so.
bandwagon.
Do you think
right
that
now
people are like they've won the Super Bowl? They
Yeah,
could have won 2. They screwed
Why
up.
does
the second
everyone
one,
hate
and
the
that's
West?
it.
People kind of forget about them. And
Everyone
then,
hates the West.
Is it just because it's the West Coast? Is that?
so
I
you
don't
think
get
less
it.
people just watch?
I don't know.
'Cause it's
But if
later?
you think about like right now, especially after that game, you saw the first touchdown that we actually had of the game where Russ just decide, you know what, I'm going to run this in. And just opened up, and he just like, see you later. I'm going in. How is he not the most valuable player in the league to his team?
He is 100 absolute. There's no absolute question about
With
that.
injuries, with everything, he adapts. He's just unbelievable, and he's throwing dimes, like things that are like, how are these guys catching these things? They're perfectly placed.
I think he didn't have a great game this week. And he threw for like 280 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He missed a couple guys early in the game. I don't know if you remember, but he missed a couple throws in the first half that could have been big gainers.
Yeah, it's true.
So I felt like he was for Russell Wilson, he was a touch off, but still had like big number game.
Do you think it was uglier because it's that Thursday game? Do you think that throws players
Having
off?
a 10-day break?
Yeah.
It's got to throw you off.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It messes with your system. It's got to mess you up a bit. The same with the bye week. Like, you think they come back, yeah, everybody's got an extra week off and whatever, but they come back, they're rusty. They're not in the grind anymore, and maybe they needed to be hit a few times. Or is it our secondary is just terrible?
I don't think
like
they're terrible.
After that, after you miss a few tackles and nobody can tackle up front, and then it's like skating through for another 20 yards. Like,
Carl, while I'm talking about this, can you look if Ramsey is still available? Has he left Jacksonville yet or no? I don't think he has.
Something just popped up on my phone about.
Don't say he went somewhere else.
Honestly, I just saw something about Ramsey.
If the Seahawks get Ramsey, because I know he wants to be traded.
No, he's going to the Rams.
Fuck. He's going to the Rams?
Rams acquire him. I just saw this. Yes. Yep.
Why would he go there? That's a terrible move. Hey, Ramsey, the Rams are 3-3 and not looking good here, big guy.
Yeah, why would you go there? What the?
I went to the Rams?
Yeah, he's to the Rams.
Does it say his contract? Probably because the Hawks don't have enough money. Fuck. That sucks. But I think look at our secondary from this week.
That was a game breaker on Seahawks Social, what just happened.
That was a game breaker.
They put into the context
but
for a second.
But all you did was
here.
Google it, so it's not really a game breaker if it's just everywhere.
Well, somebody else would have known. But hey, for our fans, Seahawks still need more people.
I think our secondary has potential, and I think they're coming together. The first couple of games of the year, they looked weak. But they had 3 interceptions this week. We had another forced fumble.
Special teams were,
and we had a blocked punt. Like
that. Oh my god!
Things seem to go our way this week.
Yeah.
To get that W. To be honest. Why are all okay? Can we before we come? I want to come back to Russell Wilson and how impressive he's been.
Yeah.
But why does everyone hate the West? In particular, douchebag commentators. This guy this week. Did you notice this guy this week? Tell me you did.
To tell you the truth, I didn't listen with sound because I was at a pub that had I'm in Tofino on my anniversary, and to find anybody showing the game on an island where it's all surfing was almost impossible. But I found somebody, so
I don't know
I didn't
about
hear.
you, Carl, or Seahawks Social podcast listeners, but an anniversary is not an excuse to miss a Seahawks game.
I watched the Seahawks game
without sound.
Well, you give and you take.
Okay, let me tell you how bad Daryl Johnston was. Daryl Johnston played for the Cowboys like 600 years ago and found himself in a broadcasting job. This guy's so brutal. Arrogance. Check. He's just so biased towards anyone that is not on the West Coast. There was like 6 or 7 different times throughout the game where something happens. There's a penalty that's called. Russ gets hit in the head, and there's a roughing the passer, which is super obvious. And he's arguing against it on national TV.
Oh my god!
Why do you have a job on Fox, bro? You know what, Carl? We need to get him on the podcast. Can you Google Daryl Johnston's email? And we're gonna try to get him on here next week.
Yeah. Send DM him. Give us his Instagram handle. We'll send him a message here.
I can tell you his date of birth if that'll happen. If that'll help.
Is it 1922 or what?
It's February 10th, 1966. He was a fullback for the Dallas Cowboys. He probably just hates the Seahawks because he played in the fucking NFC. Douchebag.
That's likely it.
Anyway, I hope he doesn't cover any more of our games this year. Let's move on to Russ. The guy is ridiculous.
Yeah.
People were balking at him getting paid the most of any NFL quarterback in the history of the NFL. To me, as a very biased Seahawks fan, he's the best quarterback in the league.
100%. Look what the other ones are doing. So the other two are going to be Mahomes and Watson.
And Mahomes is 4-2.
Right? Mahomes proved that if he is injured or hurts an ankle, he can't do shit.
Okay, so that's the other thing to talk about Russell is he understands how to avoid contact.
Yes.
Which, as a quarterback, newsflash, Mahomes and RG3 and Vince
Vic
Young and
everybody.
all you past super athletic quarterbacks, don't get hit. Your job is to throw the ball and make plays. It's not to get an extra yard.
No.
Russ has
He's
been
a
on the
big
Seahawks for
kid,
7
too.
years.
And he's a big kid,
Who?
Russ. Like, he's bigger. Like, he can take a hit and he can give a hit.
He's
but
5'10", man. He's like one of the smallest quarterbacks.
yeah,
in the
but he's
league.
not long and lanky. Like,
How tall is Mahomes?
Mahomes is also short.
He's
6
short,
feet,
right?
Tiny, yeah.
6 feet? Yeah. I think he's a couple inches taller than
Yeah.
Russell. But he doesn't get hit. He's started every single game of his career.
Which is insane.
Most people can't say that.
I can say that.
How many?
I haven't played any games, though.
So isn't that 0 for 0?
It doesn't matter. I've started every game.
You haven't started a game.
Well, I haven't not started a game. Yeah, I have. Move on.
Second half comebacks is kind of our thing.
So, back to last week. Do you like that better? Or do you want to blow out?
So
Do you love
On
the
the point of-
drama that the Seahawks bring?
on the
Because
point of
what are we 6 games in and we've won 5 by if you add them up by what, like 8 points? What is it? There's been a
So-
few 1-point games, 3 points, and 4.
4 of our 5 wins have been by a total of 8 points.
Isn't that insane?
2 1-point wins, a 2-point
Yeah.
win, and a 4-point win this week.
But it makes for so much drama that just I love. And maybe that's just what I love about the Seahawks. Is just I'm so addicted to just watching the grind, but you already kind of know like they're gonna find a way. They always seem when they come back to that.
There's
It's
multiple,
stressful, but
yeah.
fuck, I love it.
There's multiple ways to look at that.
I know.
One is we're a Super Bowl contender. We win close games.
No,
2 is we should be beating these teams by more if we're a Super Bowl contender.
it's true.
There's a lot of things happening, I think, early in the year with the Hawks that are not going to happen in week 14, 15, 16 and into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like stupid penalties, man. We're taking so many penalties right now. Carl, are we leading the league in penalty yardage? Because I think we're pretty close, if not. Like
I don't think
in the
Carl's
first half,
answered our
I
first
want to
few
say the
questions.
penalties this week were like 7-1 or 7-2. Like it was really high. It was the same last week too. It's just like dumb penalties, like 12 men on the field on a 3rd down.
Oh my
like,
god.
Just stupid stuff like that.
The Seahawks are number 9 right now.
In penalty yardage,
Mhm. The Browns are first.
are they?
Wow.
Wow. Well, I think the last couple of weeks the Browns have looked a lot better.
That-
There's a kind of a mishmash of
Too
people
many men
coming
on the
together. this
field.
week.
Like, can't they like single somebody else to just like run off quick? Because you just see a guy sprinting across the field. Like, okay, here's a free play. This is game over. Like, what's the point? Like, you just see him going. Okay, yeah, next. It's so stupid. And then did that lead to a touchdown? Or did they?
No, I think
No,
that's when they
they-
threw a pick on the goal line.
That's what it was. Yeah, we got lucky. And then Dixon kicked it like 12 yards.
What happened with that punt?
Oh my god.
Okay, are you?
Just
I
to
want
stress
your-
you out even
I want
more.
your honest opinion right now. Are you someone that watches games and yells at the TV?
I do, to a point where my wife, maybe because we were on our anniversary, started getting embarrassed and was like, "Hey, can you stop swearing at the TV right now? This is..." So I had to go more PG and go, "Oh, gosh darn it."
I watched a game, so I do not filter in terms of swearing,
I don't either.
but I always apologize after. So I was watching the game with Jordan and her dad on this fucking sweet setup, by the way. They have a
You do look
Like
like
a-
you're in a dungeon, like a theater room or something, or
dude,
panic
it's
room.
unbelievable. It's like a 120-inch projector that is more crisp than like
Really?
a sweet TV.
Wait.
It's legit, and you feel like you're inside the game because
Mm.
the people on the screen are as big as you.
Just giving high fives.
It's like VR. It's like being in the game. Amazing. Anyway, there are multiple times where like something happens. I'm like, "Fuck you!"
Just where,
Honestly,
yeah.
and then I look back at her dad. I'm like, "Sorry," but he is a big Hawks fan too, so he appreciates the
good.
love.
Can you imagine if he wasn't? Imagine if he was a Dallas fan.
If he's a Dallas fan,
Or,
I wouldn't.
Patriots
I
fan?
wouldn't associate with him.
sorry, sir, you're gonna have to leave your house so I can watch this game.
This is my projector.
So let's talk about Carson for a second.
Carson is showing up big time after his first few weeks of fumbleitis.
Mm-hmm.
What did he lose? 3 fumbles in the first 3 weeks? He's been an absolute beast the last 3
I
weeks.
feel like he's warming up.
He has more than 100 yards a game.
Yeah.
He just dummies people on defense.
Oh, and he can like stop on a dime, different directions. You think he's going out, and he says, "Yeah, I'm going to stop here, throw you out, and I'm going to go down the line." Like, what is going on?
He's not as shifty as Marshawn Lynch.
No.
Marshawn Lynch was very light on his feet for a big running back.
Yeah.
But Carson is almost more powerful. He runs through guys a lot.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have that side to side that Lynch had.
No.
Is Lynch a once in a lifetime guy? I don't know if we see anyone like that.
Yeah, I think
Who is the closest comparable to him? If anyone, who
in the league right now.
I don't know.
Like shifty wise, Kamara maybe, but he's not as
Kamara's
strong.
not
He's
as
not
big.
as no, he's not.
Well, it'd be
But he's probably
McCaffrey, but
shiftier.
McCaffrey isn't the same size. McCaffrey's
McCaffrey's
tiny.
small.
McCaffrey makes magic happen. That what just happened? How is this guy a running back? He looks like he should be
Yeah.
a quarterback.
I was pretty impressed with Chubb this week, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is he young? He's only like second year in the league, or
I don't know.
I think he's young too.
You have too many questions for Carl. He hasn't answered the first 10.
No, Carl's on it.
So Nick Chubb is
Oh, there you go.
23,
He's 23.
23,
Yeah, exactly.
so he's in his prime.
And he's a beast too. He's not as thick and powerful as Carson, but he could be along the lines of Marshawn Lynch down the road. Kamara is probably the most impressive running back I've seen this year.
Yeah.
Over Christian.
I don't know if I've watched him play a
Christian
full game.
he's in a league of his own. Like, I really think that he is, as a running back, it was not what you expect. I
Mhm.
thought he would be coming in the league and he would just go in for a few plays, just as a backup
Right.
to like make some things happen. But
The stuff he's doing,
the stuff he's doing is insane.
even receiving everything, he's just making plays.
He's perfected the spin.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's taking him down and he'll spin out and away he goes without getting touched. He's like tiny little guy. Anyways, fuck Carolina. Moving on to Seahawks.
I haven't watched him.
Yeah.
Nor will I ever want to watch a Carolina Panthers game.
Are your biggest pet peeves in the league missed extra points or field goals? Because it might be
The commentators kept saying it was windy there,
I don't care
even
how windy it
though
is.
Russ didn't seem to have a problem.
Do you see what Tiger Woods does when on a windy day? He throws up a few grass blades and he
You factored it in, man.
throw it right on to the green.
Okay, did you see the extra point that was missed? For
Yes.
the Hawks?
Yes.
It took a hard right turn. Was that just like a weird slice that just like starts straight and goes dead right?
It must just be like a weird gust of wind at that very moment. I don't know.
I don't know.
'Cause
I
I've
think
seen
you gotta
some
hit it
too, it's
wrong.
like this
You
and
gotta
then
hit it
all of a
wrong though.
You think,
If it's going like that.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. You move them back for an extra point, and all of a sudden everybody's missing.
Everybody, yeah. But do you guys think that makes the games more exciting? Because then it's not just the
100%.
freebies.
Well, it makes the games more exciting when our team is making them and the
Right,
other teams are missing them. But if we keep leaving points on the board while we're already down 3 touchdowns, like this, frustrating.
What's the percentage of extra points made this year?
I think we looked this up. It was like 85.
No, that was something else, like 40 something yards.
No. Extra points.
No, yeah.
Because growing up watching NFL football, I always assumed a touchdown was 7 points.
Oh, yeah.
I know that it's not.
So right now it's the lowest it's ever been, and it's at 93.6.
Extra points is still 93? I
Yeah.
thought it was lower than that. I thought it was like 85 or something. Still 93.
I think every 9 out of 10, yeah.
But
But
it
still.
probably used to be 98.
They say the average was like 90, like high 94s. So just a little bit of a difference.
From 15 yards back? No way. It's got to be more than that.
Well, it's just this year. It's only 6 weeks in. Watch it drop to like 25%. They'll have to put Dixon out there to start kicking extra points. Didn't work so well when he had to kick a punt because we had a
Oh my God. That was
Last
the worst
year.
punt I've ever seen. Good for him.
good for you.
He's got how many different punts does he have? 13?
I want to say it's 9. I
Was
could be
that
wrong.
one of them? Or was that his 10th?
I think that was a little. That was his 10th. Yeah, what was that? Did he get blocked, or did he have no room, and he had to just kick straight up in the air?
To be fair, they snapped it from the 2-yard line.
Yeah,
So he didn't have his typical 13, 14 yards. But still, it just went off the side of his foot. It was a fuck up. That's okay. We still won the game.
So
We're
yeah,
good.
sorry, going back to the field goal thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's 2014. That was when they moved it. So before when it was at 99%.
Yeah.
So
it was at 99%.
Yeah,
So-
no one ever missed.
in
Yeah.
2014,
And those who did lost their job the next day
there was 1,230 attempts and 8 misses.
when it was at 25.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when the New Orleans Saints scored a touchdown on like that ridiculous like 12 lateral play to get into the playoffs? If they made the extra point, but they missed the extra point. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That was probably the year or two before it changed.
It's
2003.
insane. It's been 4 years that they've made that move.
So,
Really?
So since they made the move, the extra points have dropped around 7%.
I think they should change it again. And then what it should be now is you're not allowed to have a kicker. It has to be somebody that the other team picks to try to kick that extra point.
What if they just changed the distance every week?
Oh, it's just a
Yeah,
scramble.
like week 1 it's 43 yards. Week 2 it's 57. Let's see what happens.
Can we talk about for a second what happened in Carolina?
That with that crazy rule, right?
What is that rule?
So apparently,
Did
if
you see
off
this?
of off a fair catch, if off a fair catch, you can kick a field goal right after, but it's not a regular field goal. It's like starting the game. It's
a
so
what?
crazy. It's like a kickoff.
So they kicked it
It's
from
a-
the 50-yard line. Everybody has to go back like 10 yards or longer. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. They're not allowed to block the punt. You can have somebody hold it. Like the guy tried to kick a 60-yard field goal with 1 second or something like that left in the first half.
He tried to kick it off of kickoff essentially, because that's what you can do off a fair catch. Apparently,
And you get 3 points?
You get 3 points. It's a field goal off of a fair catch. Apparently, this is allowed, and it's only ever happened in like 1985 or something
once,
like
yeah.
that.
This is probably like one of those old rules that like when
It's like-
football was invented
It's
100
like
years ago.
CFL and Rouge.
Totally. It's one of those stupid
Like,
old rules
what
that
is
no one ever
this?
even knew existed.
Yeah,
they call it an ultra rare fair catch kick.
ultra rare.
No shit.
That
So
was insane.
if someone fair catches a punt, they can immediately have a free kick
It's like a
and a
kickoff.
field goal.
Yeah,
And there's no snap or no lineman or anything.
the ball can be kicked from the line of scrimmage rather than the 7 yards behind it because of the snap. The kicker has time to take a running start since the defense can't move until the ball is kicked, like a kickoff. And then the last thing is the kicker can put the ball on a lower trajectory than usual because there's no fear of it being blocked or tipped. So you can kick it further.
But you can do it on any fair catch?
Yeah. And you just kick from that spot.
It can't be any fair catch.
And
Because why wouldn't Browns have done it on like the 12-yard line? Well, I guess it would have. You try to go for the touchdown.
Yeah.
But because there was 1 second left in the game or
So I guess
whatever
it's
it was.
just
it's
a rare-
only applicable at the end of a game or a half.
People probably don't punt last second too, take whatever, right?
Yeah.
Clock runs out.
That was insane to see. I had no idea what the heck just happened. And the kicker was so mad at himself that he missed a 60-yard field goal. I'm like, oh, dude, who's ever made one? Janikowski did once upon a time, I feel like.
If you were listening to the game,
Yeah.
you would. Something that would have stuck with you was time management is super important in football. Browns fucked up last week and lost a game because they got pounded by the 49ers, but end of the first half, they did something stupid and gave the ball back at the end of the first half to the 49ers who scored a touchdown. They did the same thing again this week. Do you remember that?
Remind me.
When
is this?
I think they...
You don't even know.
No. They were just commenting on Mayfield's like inexperience of clock management. So I think they had the ball with like a minute and a half left in the first half on like the Hawks 15-yard line or something.
What happened to Mayfield though? He got injured. Like something happened to him when he was
got hit
off.
in the hip.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I didn't hear what the
It wasn't
injury
hit though,
report-
because he maybe he got hit a play before and then he went to throw the ball the next
Yeah.
time and he's like, oh God, I can't do this.
he was running and got hit.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, on the hip as he
Okay.
made a spin move to go down. That's the difference between Russ. Russ slides.
Well, and Russ is good at time management. At sometimes.
So
but
back to time management.
he's
Minute and a half left in the first half. They had a run play, so the clock was running, and he snapped the ball with like 20 seconds on the play clock, and the commentators were just eating him up.
yeah,
Going
like,
nuts.
what are you doing? Yeah, play it up. Yeah.
So they're on the 15-yard line. They're like, don't give the ball back to Russell Wilson. He's going to go down and get at least 3 points.
Yeah.
Why not run the clock out, and worst case scenario, you get a field goal at the end of the half, whatever. I think at the time they were up 21-6. I want to say something like that. Anyway,
20-6.
20, maybe 20-6.
It's 26.
I feel like they missed an extra point.
They did.
Because we were
But-
talking about extra points here.
And then next play,
Yeah.
they throw a pick in the end zone. And the guy runs it out. Why are you running it out of the end zone? Just take a knee and get the ball in the 25. Anyway, 20. Runs it out to like the 13. But he throws a pick, and as soon as he throws the pick, the commentators are just going nuts. Just being like, see, I told you so. You know, we got to talk about the clock management here. You know, Baker Mayfield's just showing his inexperience.
When I was in
Yeah.
Dallas, it was the
And then the Hawks
Cowboys.
go down and get 3 points, which obviously turns out to be pretty crucial in the
Yeah.
game. I feel like Russ, 7 years into his career now, is just so far ahead of most guys in terms of staying healthy and understanding how to win games now.
Well, his IQ is so much higher.
It's
Like it
ridiculous.
really shows that you can have a natural gift, but to have the IQ in the game that's what makes you elite. Like that's what takes you to that next level. Knowing, hey, yeah, I can make this mistake right now, or I cannot make that mistake, and I'm not going to try to make that play. I'm going to just throw it out of bounds, stop the clock, or whatever the case is. Why would I throw the ball down the middle and have to call a timeout or rush up? Like, doesn't make sense.
I saw an article on Facebook today. You're going to love this, Carl. And it was the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are not happy with their third round pick. They picked a punter over Russell Wilson. It was like 4 picks before the Jaguars pick a punter. And then like 4 picks later, the Hawks pick Russell Wilson 8 years ago or whatever. Isn't that ridiculous to
That's
look back?
hilarious.
So he went pretty late in the draft.
Oh God, yeah.
He went like mid or
Yeah.
late third round.
So he just wasn't
He's
that
like
good in college?
60
Or?
something.
Well, I mean,
They didn't like his stats. They didn't like his height, right? It's 5'10".
Right.
People always thought you had to be 6'3" or 6'4" to be a quarterback.
Quarterbacks are weird. I mean, even with Brady, like how late did he go? He went ridiculous.
Right.
I think he went in the 6th round.
Yeah, like just quarterbacks are weird. Like unless they're like that top dog in that thing, but
you see that too.
But how have they been? Look at Manziel. Like they just don't turn out. Yeah. Those cocky guys who are the quarterback, but like the dog on campus, like they haven't really turned out much. Like Mariota is like, meh.
Right.
Like he's okay, but he hasn't really done much. Winston, what's he done? Like they get into these big leagues where everybody's great in every position.
Right.
And you have to be the one to make decisions on the fly. That's when your IQ pops out, and that's what makes you that much better. You can be a great athlete and throw a dime down the middle of the field, 60 yards, but can you make a decision on the fly to not do that specific play because you know that I also have 4 other targets in this specific play. I'm going to go this way instead because that's not open.
What's the deciding factor, though? Is it IQ? Is it work ethic?
Deciding factor on what? Making you a great quarterback, or
on making someone from a Cam Newton, who is just like a ridiculous athlete, who is always going to be very good as long as he's healthy, versus a Tom Brady, who's a terrible athlete, but just wins games. Terrible.
Awful.
Like 3 to 4 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
If he was in Madden right now and we had Madden 2020 up here, what would his score be?
How many?
Athleticism, 20%.
Yeah.
Agility, 2.5%, 3%.
Yeah.
IQ, 1,000,000.
Oh boy.
What's the scale out of 100?
Yeah.
IQ, I don't know.
He's got to be up there.
Nah, he's weird.
He's got to be smart. But I think IQ's
fucking
huge.
Kisses grown men on the lips on national TV. He's not that smart.
There's kids, man.
Didn't he kiss Kraft
I don't know.
or Belichick? He kissed one of them. I swear. No, I don't know.
No clue.
I don't.
But the deciding factor's got to be.
Do you think these guys
adaptability? Maybe like being able to, you know, the playbook so well. Like I feel like the way the league is now, everybody's got your coach in your ear. But if that went out, who's the one that you want to make those decisions on the fly? I'd want Wilson being like, okay, guys, I can't hear anything. This is the play we're doing, blah, 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 blah. Because he knows the book inside and out, and he knows what's going on. He knows the shifts. He knows how to change things. Like Manning was great at that too. That guy couldn't run for shit, and he's
just audible.
Unreal.
Everything.
He would audible everything. It was insane. And I think that's a big factor. Being able to audible that because the defensive coordinators can't adapt fast enough to what's going on. Whereas I feel like it's starting to kind of creep out. Somebody like Mahomes is just sticking to what the call has been made, and he's starting to get called out on it. The guy has to run like a deer caught in the headlights to make something happen, and he's just going to get injured. As soon as he's injured, he's done. And he was injured this week. His ankle is like, I don't know.
Carl, who do you think is the best quarterback in the league right now?
Russell Wilson.
Thank you.
Just so you know, guys, Carl is not, well, Carl is part of the Seahawks Social Podcast, but he's not part of the Seahawks fan club like we are. Carl's a very big football fan, but unbiased like we are.
Opposite.
Would you say you're biased?
I say I'm a huge NFL fan, and I am a 100% biased to the Seahawks. Yeah.
So who's number 2, Carl?
I think Mahomes dropped, so I put him number 2.
Mahomes was number 1 last week?
A couple weeks ago for sure.
What do you like about Russ right now?
Just decision making, man. All these games are so close, right? Yeah. Like he's pulling it out somehow.
So you're on the spectrum of winning close games is making you a Super Bowl contender versus winning close games.
I feel like that's important throughout a season
100%
to get, right?
To know
adversity.
Especially when you're down big at halftime like they were this week.
It's adversity, being able to come back from that stuff, because that's going to be the game changer if something like that came. Because when the teams that are used to blowing people out have that deficit, they panic. They don't know what to do. Like, we've always won every game by so much.
Right.
But to be able to, like, hey, guys, it's a play at a time, a play at a time, a play
I feel
at
like
a time.
on the road, it's even bigger too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone hates on the Seahawks for being shit on the road.
It's
3-0 on the road this year.
3-0 on the
Against
road.
good teams, right?
Good
like
teams.
playing
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh, in
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Oh my God.
Who's the other one? Minnesota?
Might have been Minnesota.
No, we played Minnesota earlier in there. Anyway, talk about next week.
Baltimore.
Do you think Baltimore's big pickup is going to alter the game? Or do you think it's just like whatever?
Hopefully, I got their defense in my fantasy, so they better.
Who is their big pickup, Lucas?
I don't even care.
Carl, who's their big pickup?
What was his name? You said it earlier. It was Ravensland Marcus Peters from the Rams, which ultimately gave him enough time or cap or whatever to get Ramsey, right?
And what position does he play?
He is a cornerback.
Oh, so they gave up. Is that guy good? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
he's good.
So they gave up a good cornerback to get a good cornerback.
I don't get it.
Seems counterproductive. Ramsey, you fucked up, bro. You should have gone to Seattle.
Why go to LA? Time is done there.
Hmm?
Come to Seattle.
I know. You should have gone there last year. Come to Seattle this year.
Okay, so here's a question. Do you think Wilson will help kind of alleviate the whole of Disley going? Because Disley, he's got to be gone for the season.
It
He's
sounds
not coming
like
back.
Disley is gone for the season.
So who's filling those boots? Because we
My
need
honest-
a tight end.
My honest opinion of Luke Wilson is he is a 6 out of 10 tight end. Block a
I'm
bit.
going to say 7.5.
So we're in the same ballpark.
No. It's a big
Blocking,
gap.
average. Athleticism, average. Hands, pretty good. Been impressed with him last couple of years. But he's not a Will Disley. Will Disley makes big plays, whereas Luke Wilson is part of the offense. Runs play action, 7-yard outs kind of thing. He's not running down the field and making corners miss for him to catch a 28-yard touchdown.
I'm interested to see. I feel like next game is that's the coming out game for him to make that transition because he hasn't been with them for a few years.
That's incorrect.
What?
I'm pretty sure he played with them last year.
Luke Wilson?
Luke Wilson.
No.
Carl, can you Google that?
Wilson
Luke Wilson
was-
career.
Wilson was in Oakland and he was in.
No way.
Yeah. And where else was he? Where did Luke Wilson go?
So last year he was with the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. That's it.
Before that,
So from 2013 to 2017, he was with
Thank
the
you.
Seahawks. Last
Correct.
year
1
with the
year away.
Lions, and then he's back.
But did he go to Oakland? It just was Lions the whole time?
It was just Lions 1 year, Seahawks the other 5 years.
So I'm right.
so I'm right.
No, I'm right. You said he played with him last year.
I said he went away last year.
No, you didn't. Let's rewind the tape.
Absolutely. Ravens next week. Denzel's going to be at the game.
That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a good one. The Ravens are tough.
You're not going to be
Ravens
able to
are
hear
good.
what's going on. You're not going to listen to the terrible commentators.
You know what is the absolute...
What time is the game? Is it a 1 o'clock game?
1:30.
What time? I hate those 10 in the morning
I
games.
know, the East Coast.
Oh
10
my
o'clock games
God.
suck. I know. Carl, what do you
Brutal.
think? Next week against the Ravens.
I think they got it. Ravens haven't been that good this year.
Score. They're 4-2.
Their offense is kind of sketchy.
The Ravens were my survivor pick this week,
Yeah.
and they won. That's all that matters.
Score prediction next week.
Fuck. 34-27 Seahawks.
Ooh, close one.
Mm.
Seahawks always win close games.
You
Is
think it's
that
going to be
I
a
think
big,
so.
big scoring game, hey? You're looking at 60 points on the board. Holy shit.
It's all games have been like that.
I'm going to go 30-17 Seahawks. Seahawks get their first 7 points before Baltimore.
Seahawks score first. Bold prediction.
Yeah.
I feel like we like just giving the other team a touchdown recently. Let's make it interesting. Russ is going to do his thing.
Lockett's gonna the kickoff's gonna go to Lockett and he's gonna run back for a touchdown. But hey, boom. Moving on. What do you think?
I'm going to say that's not going to happen.
Oh.
I say, for some reason, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game next week. I'm going to say 27-17 Seahawks.
So basically, you're saying what I said.
You said 34.
I said 30-17. But it's okay.
Or
you can pick.
We're going to miss one of the field goals, I guess. I don't know. Anyways.
So, can we talk about special teams for a quick sec before we're done here?
Sure. Lucas?
Holy shit.
What?
Special teams this week. Like, of course, we screwed up and like weren't doing so great in the first 3 plays of Cleveland, and they got 20 points on the board. But with 3 interceptions.
That's called defense. That's not special teams.
Okay, sorry. We did get a great interception.
Interception is also in defense.
Oh, fuck you.
Special teams.
Block punch. Sorry, that's where I was going. The block punt is where I was going. How amazing is that? I love block punts. I don't know about you.
I don't think I've ever yelled the word O, like OH, louder than I did at that block punt. Like, oh! Bob, I apologize to Bob behind me. Bob, I'm sorry. Unbelievable. That changed the game, man. That was a big turning point in the game. Fuck, I love the Seahawks so much. I give the special teams a 7 out of 10 from last week. Give up a big kick return to start the game. But Brown redeemed himself from the fumble last week, Carl, with a big block punt.
Who's raising the 12-man flag this week?
I'm going to rephrase the question and say, do you think we have a chance of ever raising the 12th-man flag?
I say likely not this year, but there is a possibility. Yes.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think we get season tickets or raise the 12th-man flag first?
If you saw my 25,000 and something place to just get on the season ticket waitlist, I'm going to go with 12-man raised flag first.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Saying there's a chance. But I'm like 9 years in on this waitlist, and I still can't get season tickets. This is insane. Seahawks, you got to figure this out. You have fans who can't even get tickets to your games.
What's the solution? Bigger
Seahawks
stadium?
Social.
No, but how do they get more people season tickets?
How is this the solution?
So they build more. I guess they have to fill in the other end. The 2 ends of the field is fill in with more seats. You could probably put a couple thousand more in.
It's like Vancouver, man. You just got to build up.
Yeah. Everybody's got to lie down on top of the field and just look down.
I don't know if that's the solution. All right. Guys, tune in next week. We got Daryl Johnston coming on the podcast.
Oh my God.
We're going to roast the shit out of him.
This
he was
going to be
awful this week.
Insane. Local Canadian Luke Wilson's joining. Next Canadian, John Ryan is joining this podcast. This podcast, 2nd episode in. More celebrities.
Hashtag Go Hawks.
Hashtag Go Hawks.